The Mountaintop is your backdrop. Game 2 of the day-night doubleheader where Payne DeGray and the Colonel Crawford Eagles look to come inside Upper Sandusky High School and knock off Holden Daris and the smoking hot Upper Sandusky Rams. It's N10 Hoops on a Saturday night, and it's coming at you live and free on the OH Report on your PC, tablet, smartphone, TV, anywhere you can get the internet. You can watch us, and you can watch us next.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Josh Banks welcomes you inside the Baker's Pizza pregame show, joined alongside Hall of Fame coach Joe Balogh in what should be a phenomenal N10 matchup that was decided by 2 points inside the Eagles' nest earlier this year, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, you have Crawford coming in at 5-2 in the N10 and 10-3 overall, and Upper Sandusky 3-4 in the N10 and 7-5 overall. So Crawford's coming off; they're on a 4-game win streak with wins over Clyde, Winford, Mohawk, and Lucas. 4 pretty good basketball teams. Upper Sandusky comes in the game winning 6 of their last 7, with their only defeat being a 5-point loss to the league-leading Cary. So you have 2 teams that are playing very well here as we start the second half of the season.
Let's go ahead and take a look at those visiting Colonel Crawford Eagles in our team spotlight. As Coach Balogh coming in at 10-3, 5-2 in conference, averaging 49.1 points per game, giving up only 37.4, so a 12-point differential, shooting 53% from 2 and 64% from the stripe, so they're consistent where they need to be consistent at.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this Crawford team's a little bit different than the teams that we've seen the past 3 or 4 years. They're gonna really try to control the pace of the basketball game, both at the offensive and defensive end of the floor. They're going to be patient offensively, and then defensively, they're just going to be really, really physical with you.
And one of the reasons they're so physical and so patient is because of this young man right here, sophomore Payne DeGray, one of the only kids in the conference averaging a double-double at 14 points, 10 rebounds, and shooting 65% from the field.
Yeah, Payne DeGray for a sophomore is a really strong, well-built young man. And, you know, from the start of the season to now, he just progressively continues to get better and better and better. And that's why I think you take a look at Crawford, their last 4 wins. When you have a guy like him inside, he's going to cause a lot of problems for defenses to try to defend him inside.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at how they're going to come into the Mountaintop tonight and take care of business and beat these Upper Sandusky Rams. Our keys to victory for the Eagles: second chance buckets. Payne DeGray does work on the offensive glass, gets them some second chance buckets. And what do you think, Coach?
Well, where Crawford really hurts you is just their physicality on the boards, whether it's at the defensive boards, but probably where they're really can hurt you is on the offensive glass of getting those second and third chance scoring opportunities. So it's going to be imperative that Upper Sandusky does a great job of limiting Crawford to 1 shot tonight.
And let's go ahead and take a look at those home-standing Upper Sandusky Rams. Again, winners of 6 of their 7. Their only defeat is to 7-0 Cary in N10 play, averaging 56.2 points per game, only giving up 48.5, shooting 57% from 2. And again, just like the Eagles, 64% from the foul line. So again, consistent where they need to be consistent.
Yeah, I mean, Upper Sandusky, you know, we got 2 great coaches tonight here, David Sheldon for Crawford, Jeff Winslow, who's had some outstanding years. These 2 teams are probably not the best teams that they've had, but they epitomize their coaches.
Absolutely.
Toughness, great effort, and consistency. So that's what you're going to see out of not only Crawford tonight, but also Upper Sandusky.
And the player we're going to look at epitomizes that toughness for Upper Sandusky. It's Holden Daris, leads the team in points, rebounds, second in assists at 16 points, 5.8 rebounds, and almost 3 assists per game. Just one of those kids that does it all.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and he shoots 59% from 2-point field goal range, which is outstanding. So of course he needs to play well tonight. I mean, in a game like this, your best players need to play well.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at our keys to victory for Upper Sandusky before we get into the national anthem. Limit your turnovers and show your growth. Limit your turnovers, guys. Slow down. Don't force any passes. Get buckets where you can get buckets, and show how much you've grown since that 2-point loss.
Well, this game's going to kind of be an old-school basketball game. Not a lot of 3-point shots probably being taken. It's going to be a game that's going to be won and lost in the paint, and probably the team that rebounds the ball the best is going to be the team that wins tonight. Absolutely,
Coach. Couldn't agree more. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, send it down to the floor for the playing of our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with freedoms like no other. Please rise to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
A great rendition, as always, of the national anthem by the Upper Sandusky Pep Band. Now they're getting ready to introduce the starters down on the floor. Let's go ahead and meet the starters for both teams.
Let's meet the visiting varsity cheerleaders from
First, the starters for the Eagles.
Holden,
Junior, number 3, Logan Goddard. Junior, number 23, Caden Bruner. Senior, number 25, Ryan McMichael. Senior, number 5, Trevor Vogt. And sophomore, number 33, Payne DeGray. And for the Upper Sandusky Rams, senior, number 2, Holden Daris. Junior, number 4, Justin Heilman. Junior, number 11, Brock Montgomery. Sophomore, number 10, sophomore, number 20, Josh Heilman. And junior, number 25, Kaiman Iles. So again, just like the girls game that we did earlier, Coach, very young teams. Upper Sandusky has 3 seniors. Colonel Crawford has 2 seniors on their roster. So teams that are going to continue to grow. And we just watched a very interesting JV contest between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, the JV contest may parallel the varsity contest, that it's going to be pretty much a half-court game, both offensively and defensively. It's going to be the team that is more efficient with running their offense and taking care of the basketball. And then I've already mentioned, I think rebounding is going to be a key factor in this basketball game tonight.
And let's go ahead, as you see on your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look at the N10 standings. The Cary Blue Devils sit at 9-3 overall and undefeated in N10 play. Seneca East 8-3, 5-2. The Eagles are 10-3, 5-2. The Winford Royals are 9-3, 4-3. The Upper Sandusky Rams are 7-5, 3-4 in conference play. The Mohawk Warriors sit at 8-5, 3-4 in conference play. And then down towards the bottom of the pack, you got the BUCYRUS Redmond at 3-8, 1-6. And the Buckeye Central Bucks, who are also 3-8, but still winless in N10 conference play. So really your top 3 teams here, Cary, Winford, Colonel Crawford, Seneca East, your top 4 teams are really who are fighting right now for that conference.
Yeah, you know, Cary's put themselves in a great position. I've always said this with league play, especially in this area, when you play, a double round robin, is you don't win the league in the first round, but you could lose the league. So Cary's put themselves in a great position that they just control their own destiny. But the interesting thing is the second time you play a basketball team, especially in league play, it's just kind of a different animal. So it'll be interesting as we start the second round of league play tonight.
As Daris wins the tip, the Rams are going to start with the ball. Justin Heilman with it. It's going to end up in the hands of Montgomery to Daris on the wing. Kaiman Iles, he'll hoist the 3 ball. Can't get it to drop. Great box out by McMichael on Daris. Heilman goes down, grabs at the ankle, nothing doing. Vote with it now for the Eagles. McMichael.
So you see right now Crawford, kind of their staple this year offensively in the half court, is running what we call the old. It's old now, older, but everybody used to run this action, flex action, which involves a lot of baseline screening action with down screens or back screens and a cutter coming to the elbow. So you're going to see Crawford be really patient with this, not afraid to reverse the basketball several times before they get a shot they want.
And they're going to get a turnover here. Yep. Goddard trying to get the vote over in the pass. Upper Sandusky basketball as Heilman still kind of nursing that left ankle. Yeah,
he's got a little bit of hitch there, but seems like something he's going to be able to play through right now.
Montgomery gets it to Daris. Heilman's going to feed Montgomery in the post. He's going to look to go to work. He's going to spin to the right. Up. Yep. Brock nice Montgomery move. Finishes.
Nice move inside. A good post up, and you can see, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game, these two teams are not going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to look to put the basketball inside, much like old school basketball played, 20 years ago or so.
When it was fun to watch and we weren't just jacking 25, 30 threes a game.
Basketball is fun to watch. These two coaches, David Sheldon, Jeff Winslow, they are two of the most successful coaches probably over the past 10 years here in North Central Ohio. Both of them, I think, Coach Winslow had a couple undefeated seasons, made it to the regionals a year of COVID, and was one of the few coaches in a year that's been able to win his last game of the year, although it wasn't a state championship. But they both do an outstanding job of getting kids to understand the role and just playing hard.
Daris is going to come away with the steal here. He's going to finish with the right hand on the left side, Holden Daris, and the Rams are out to a quick 4-0 lead on 2 turnovers.
Yes, yep. I mean, Holden Daris, this is the first I've seen Upper Sandusky play in person. And, you can tell he spent a lot of time in the summer, changing his body a little bit. I think he's maybe grown a couple inches. But he's also a much stronger basketball player, which has helped him be a lot quicker basketball player.
Caden Bruner is going to knock down the 3-ball. That's one of the kids on this team that you do not want to leave open.
No.
And we're going to have an offensive foul. Payne DeGray steps in front of Kaiman Iles.
I mean, Coach Winslow's not very happy at all because that was just somebody not knowing that they were matching up. I mean, if there's one thing you don't want to allow is you don't want to allow Bruner to make his first 3, because you're exactly right. That's the one thing he does really well for Colonel Crawford.
Caden Bruner, Logan Goddard, the 2 most consistent 3-point shooters for this team. And when they see one go down, it just boosts that confidence as Connor McMichael is going to be fouled by Josh Heilman. Connor McMichael just checked into the game for Logan Goddard.
Yeah, I mean, Connor McMichael gives you what we talked about early, is that physical ability to just be really strong with the basketball in the lane. So he understands his role, does a nice job of getting on both feet in the lane and then creating contact to get to the free throw line.
Unable to knock down either one, and he's going to get called for maybe a little frustration foul after he went 0 for 2 at the line, a little push on Montgomery.
I mean, the one thing you mentioned, I think both teams shoot 64%, which is not an outstanding percentage from the free throw line. As a high school coach, you would like your team to be at 75, in the 70s and around 75%. So free throw shooting or lack of free throw shooting might be an issue tonight also.
As they're going to call that Upper Sandusky basketball, you see Coach Sheldon talking to Holden Daris down here saying he touched it last. Holden even admitted to it, but officials made the call. Josh Heilman gets to the middle and floats.
But you got a pretty good officiating crew. I mean, Jason Blazevich, Jeff Clare, I don't know the third official's name, but they've been around a long time, have done several state tournament games. I mean, years ago we used to call those 2 guys with another guy the young guns, but I think they're the medium age guns now as we've all gotten older. But this is a really good officiating crew for this basketball game.
Great crew. They're going to do a great job. And I tell you what, for them to stick around as long as they have and continue to do what they do with some of the things that they deal with from coaches and parents is a testament to them and how much they enjoy it.
Well, they understand. They understand the game, and I don't think there's usually too many complaints when they officiate.
As there's DeGray.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Upper Sandusky is going to have to do is they're going to have to try to keep Colonel Crawford off the glass. And this fellow here, Payne DeGray, is a load to be able to keep off the glass.
10.2 rebounds a game. You've seen that stat when we spotlighted him. And he knocks down the first free throw. It's 6-4 Upper Sandusky.
I mean, Payne only shooting 55% from the free throw line, but I watched him play last year some. His free throw shooting strokes improved, and that'll be an area that'll kind of make a difference with how good of a post player he is his ability to get to the free throw line and make free throws.
Yeah, he becomes a consistent free throw shooter. He could be a dominant force in this league because of the way he gets offensive rebounds. It's hard to stop him.
I mean, he's been to the free throw line 74 times, and I think that's going to continue to increase as teams are going to have to focus on how they defend him inside.
Justin Heilman with it now for the Rams. Patience for both of these teams is what we're going to see all evening long. Justin with it again, looking to feed Montgomery. And he's going to throw it away. Turnover.
You've seen both teams that they've had a couple really unforced turnovers. And, in a game like this game's not only a key league game, but it's also a game that's kind of a preparation for the tournament because the number of possessions are going to be somewhat limited, so each possession is going to be really, really important. And you don't want to just turn the ball over and waste an offensive possession.
As there's McMichael going up strong for the offensive board. Gets it inside to Bruner. Blocked by Iles, and Daris comes away with it. But there's 2 more possessions for the Eagles on offensive rebounds.
Yep. Offensive rebounding is a key. Nice pass.
There's Kaiman Iles finishing strong. He's got his first 2.
But a really nice pass by Holden Daris there. I mean, kind of squeezed it between 2 Colonel Crawford defenders.
You're going to see Holden Daris play a lot like you got to watch Grace Walton if you tuned in this afternoon. He's a facilitator. If he has to score, he will. But he wants to find his teammates first. Trevor Vogt with it now for the Eagles. Right about that volleyball line. McMichael in the corner. They're going to look to move the ball around.
And I'm sure that Crawford's going to be looking to try to get some kind of paint touch, whether it's off of the dribble, but more than likely a feed to the post to DeGray inside. And there it is. Great pass. Bruner with a second chance opportunity. Just can't get it to fall.
Rims out. Justin's going to feed it to Josh. It's going to be stolen away by Vogt. It's going to be out of bounds. Goddard's going to check in. Replacing Bruner. Coach Sheldon not happy with Bruner after he couldn't finish at the rim. That last opportunity. Justin Heilman's going to have it for the Rams now.
Looking to post Holden Daris up inside. Not able to get it there.
Iles got a hand on it. Tried to tip it out to a teammate. Ends up in the hands of Goddard. Vogt. Trying to feed DeGray. It's going to be 2 on Iles now.
Yep, that could be huge because I don't know if they have anybody that's could come in off the bench that can match up with DeGray inside.
It's going to be Parker Osborne's going to check in. He's listed at 6'2".
And Osborne's got, not quite as big as DeGray, but he is physical in stature.
Montgomery gets all the way to the rim, doesn't get a foul call.
But right away, Parker Osborne it makes his presence known by sprinting the floor and getting an offensive rebound.
Great job by Parker to get that rebound. Josh Heilman with it. They're going to feed Daris down low. Back up top to Justin.
You can see there's a little bit of an emphasis by Upper Sandusky. They would like to get Holden Daris on that low block and see if they can post him up.
They're going to look to post up Goddard now. Heilman's going to catch. Free throw line jumper. No good. DeGray with the rebound. Great box out by Goddard on Osborne. Vogt with it now. You hear Coach Sheldon yelling out the play. Ryan McMichael. Connor McMichael.
I mean, you can see that their focus is right in the lane. DeGray with an offensive rebound.
And one. Payne DeGray. Too big, too strong. Another offensive rebound and bucket for Payne DeGray.
And that was a pretty crafty move there for him to get the offensive rebound. Instead of just banging his body, he ducks underneath the backboard and comes back to the right side here to be able to grab that rebound and then get a putback here. So 3-point play opportunity for DeGray. And you can see that his size is a problem defensively for Upper Sandusky.
Yeah, and Gavin Fry just checked in the game replacing Osborne. So now Holden Daris is probably going to have to slide over and guard DeGray. We'll see how that goes.
Well, 30 seconds here. I'm going to imagine that Upper Sandusky is going to look for the last shot of the quarter.
8-8 your score. 20 seconds and counting. As Justin Heilman's content to hold it. They want one shot. They want to end this quarter with the lead and not give the Eagles an opportunity.
Yeah. And the Crawford staff looking to see what Coach Winslow is calling because these teams know each other very, very well. Again, looking for Holden Daris on that post up inside.
Gavin Fry can't knock it down.
Yep.
Bruner doesn't get a shot off. 8-8 is going to be your score after one. Eagles and Rams are all knotted up. We'll be back for the second quarter after this break.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Josh Banks, Coach Joe Balogh back inside the Mountaintop, and you see it's ESPN night here in Upper Sandusky. Big game, calls for a big company. We got some competition. These kids are out here having a great time. You've seen them in our pregame. They enjoy it, and it's fun to see the kids get involved like this and to have both student sections show up here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is what makes high school basketball in this area special is the number one, the community support that these teams have, and then also the student support. So makes it a really enjoyable experience for kids playing here in North Central Ohio.
Vote in the corner. Bruner's going to catch and shoot.
Yep.
Getting Bruner's 2 for 2. He's seen the first one go down, and he's going to hoist a lot more if they give him space.
Well, and you know they did it. They did a pretty good job of closing out, but it all goes back to the first three that he got, which was a wide open three. And as we mentioned, Coach Winslow was not happy about that at all. But when you get a shooter, if he gets the first shot to go, it really makes it a lot easier to get that next shot to go.
Daris gets it into Iles. He gets it to Justin Heilman. He's really the ball handler for this team, to Gavin Fry. Daris with it now. Justin Heilman floats, can't finish. There's DeGray. He doesn't get the rebound, but he pokes it to McMichael. He gets it to Vogt. Daris gets a hand on it, trying to get to Payne DeGray in the corner. 11-8, Eagles lead. A quick 3-0 start. As Justin Heilman's going to come to the sideline, really favoring that ankle. Josh is going to check in to replace him.
Yeah, he kind of tweaked it, as we mentioned, on the first play of the game, and that now it seems to continue to bother him.
Connor McMichael gets it to Vogt to set up the offense. They're going to double Payne DeGray down low every time they look to feed him. Trevor Vogt's going to hoist. Can't knock it down. DeGray got a hand on it. It's going to be Rams basketball.
And you saw in that possession, Holden Daris was matched with DeGray inside. So giving up a little bit of strength maybe, but as far as height, they're pretty much about the same size.
Heilman with it now for the Rams. Iles. Not really a threat to shoot, but he will shoot it if you let him. We've seen that a couple times already this year.
Yeah, he shot a three to start the game, but I don't think he's made a three yet this year. So
the hustle by both teams. Daris might be down for a minute. They landed right on that leg. He's going to get helped up. He's going to walk it off. Coach Sheldon going to call a 30-second timeout. Daris kind of limped over. They were laying right on top of that leg.
I'm not sure if they called. I guess they called it Crawford possession and a timeout instead of a jump ball, which Coach Winslow is not real happy with that. But one of the things you saw there is on a loose ball, it's kind of the old adage: the first one to the floor is going to get it. And you had two Crawford guys that went right to the floor to get it, and Holden Daris kind of got stuck standing up there and got rolled over a little bit. So, we got Daris and Heilman both banged up a little bit here already in the first half.
Eagles going to inbound. DeGray to inbound. Tries to get in the vote. Montgomery with the great defense.
Yeah, great deflection.
Daris flies through trying to get that rebound. He's real ginger on that leg.
And now Upper Sandusky going to extend their defense a little bit and show a little full court pressure, just straight man-to-man. So they clear it out, and Trevor Vought's going to bring the basketball up the floor against Montgomery.
Daris guarding DeGray. We'll see if they don't look to take advantage of that.
Well, they got a switch now. And DeGray's got a smaller guy on him inside. Montgomery, they switch back.
McMichael, no threat to shoot the ball at all. Iles playing way off.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see, several players that both teams are going to back way off and encourage them to try to shoot the basketball. But as we said, you have two really good coaches that have players that understand their roles, and they're not going to take bad shots.
And now they're just trying to prevent the inside feed to DeGray at that point. Leaving McMichael on that wing, they want to feed DeGray. They're not going to let him.
Yeah, they're gonna have him doubled right now before he even looks to get a catch.
McMichael's going to get it. He's going to pull up. Elbow, no good. Daris gets the rebound, but it's thrown away by Connor McMichael. He'll float. He can't score.
Another
Bruner
offensive
gets
rebound.
it. Vought's going to hoist a three. It's going to be short. Another offensive rebound. Payne DeGray gets it. And Caden Bruner's left open. Caden Bruner's 3 for 3 from 3. Time. Or
As we said, Crawford's ability to rebound the ball at the offensive end of the floor to get second and third opportunities, and then the ability to find Bruner on the perimeter. Bruner and Goddard are probably their two best three-point shooters. But it kind of goes all back to Bruner's first three where Upper Sandusky was not matched, and he got a wide-open look. And he just seems to be shooting it with a lot of confidence right now in this game.
And I think that's most shooters in today's basketball at least. And even as the progression of shooting the ball has become a thing, if you see that first one go in, it looks like the ocean now. Once you see one go through.
And I think Bruner had a game, maybe it was at Cardington, where he had like 6 threes, I believe, possibly. So he's capable of, making a lot of open threes.
Iles is going to get it up top. Justin Heilman's going to look to float. Blocked by DeGray. It's going to stay with Upper Sandusky. But that's just that length that Payne has. Doesn't go into his body, just steps over, hands go straight up, and he gets a piece of it.
Yep, his size inside is, influences how you're going to shoot the basketball.
Get it into Iles, trying to feed Daris down low. Feel like they have a mismatch.
That's a tough catch there by Holden Daris. Nice move with this left hand, and that was something he was spending time on before the JV game, working on, is that little left-hand jump hook in the post.
He's still not 100%. He is grimacing.
He's hurting a little bit right now.
He's holding that leg. He's grimacing pretty bad. We'll see how long Coach Winslow keeps him on the floor. Vote with it now to Goddard. They wanted to feed DeGray. Bruner's catching, shooting another one.
They got a piece of that one.
Iles came across and got a piece.
Yep. Good close out there by Iles to get a deflection. The one thing, Bruner's a really good three-point shooter, but he doesn't have the quickest release. So Iles with that closeout there, trying to, contest it, but even more importantly, probably trying to make Bruner put it on the floor, which he doesn't do real well. But the thing is, he understands his role, so that's a key with both of these teams. Most of these players understand his role. Iles inside, little left-hand hook, can't get it to go, and Bruner's got the defensive rebound.
Another rebound for the Eagles, something they've dominated so far here in this game. Vote with it now. McMichael. Going to look to feed DeGray.
Yep,
they're going to call an offensive foul. Kind of extended that arm, Coach. Once he extended that arm, that's an offensive foul every time.
I mean, Holden Daris did a good job of jumping on top of that, and DeGray just came across and kind of put the forearm into his chest to push him off, and right in front of the official.
Upper Sandusky really kind of needs to put some points on the board on this possession. It's only a 4-point game.
But you can see Holden Daris is really kind of laboring with that leg that he got rolled up on.
Great feed. Iles catches. Josh Heilman, no good. Bruno's going to get the rebound. Vote.
I mean, Vote has not scored yet tonight. I think he's maybe only taken one shot. So they're gonna run some flex action here. So you see DeGray come off that baseline screen, and then Vote coming off of a down screen. And then
DeGray.
Good deflection.
Daris looked fine finishing there, but he is in some pain. Holden Daris has 6 to lead the Rams, and it's 14-12.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the adrenaline is probably keeping in the game. The question will be when you get to half and you got to kind of sit for 10 minutes to see how he'll come out in the second half.
Vote guarded by Daris. See if he doesn't look to try to take him off the bounce.
Yep, it's just a dribble entry, but you can see two guys right there on DeGray.
Goddard, his first three. The rainbow drops. 17-12. Logan Goddard's 1 for 1.
Well, and the difference in the game right now, we talked it not being a three-point shooting game, but Crawford is, I think, 4 of 5 from three-point range.
DeGray gets the steal. He's going to go all the way. Up, tries to go up and through Montgomery. No foul call. Daris leaks out. Daris is going to go to the line for 2. That's going to be on Goddard.
I mean, good job there by Montgomery getting back in defensive transition, and was pretty straight up. So may have been some contact, but it looked like DeGray maybe created the contact more than Montgomery fouled him. So what do we got? Blood.
We got blood on a jersey.
Yeah, I got blood on a jersey here, so they gotta try to take care of that.
Gavin Fry will replace Heilman.
And they're trying to check to see who's bleeding, and it's DeGray that's bleeding, I believe.
DeGray on the elbow.
So they're gonna sub him out and see if they can get him taped up.
DeGray on the wrist. Looks like he got cut on his wrist.
Well, we said the game was going to be physical, and right now we're seeing that it's a physical basketball game. Guys diving on the floor. Couple guys have kind of had their ankles or legs rolled up. And both coaches trying to get those players back in because they understand the importance of each possession.
They're going to swap jerseys.
Yep.
Daris still waiting for 3 free throws. You see him constantly moving, not standing still at all.
Yeah.
17-12 our score here, and so far, like you said, the 3 ball has been the difference as Daris is now going to step to the line for 2 attempts.
And that's one of the important things that teams need to make sure they have. We always called it the blood jersey, that you always carried an extra jersey that if somebody got blood on their jersey, that you could simply trade it out.
As Bruner's going to check, or DeGray's going to check back in. He swapped jerseys.
He's number 20. And I don't think DeGray is going to be able to come in because they subbed him out. They subbed him out, and there was no action taken. So that's why DeGray has to sit till the next dead ball happens.
Daris can't get the friendly roll there. McMichael gets the rebound.
So we got a minute to go in the half, and Crawford has the basketball. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here if they look to run some clock and maybe get the last shot of the half, especially with DeGray on the bench.
Yeah, your big time threat in the post is on the bench.
Yeah, but and that's what they're going to do. They're going to look to get the last shot of the half.
And Michael with it.
This is an old action that we ran at Ontario that was called, we called it Maryland because we stole it from the University of Maryland, and this was kind of our delay game for a couple years. So it's just a double stack at each elbow, but they're going to get into a set here with 10 seconds to go.
Expect Vogt to get this shot or Caden Bruner.
Looks like they double, they almost triple team it, and they almost turn it over. Vogt's going to have a shot at the buzzer.
Short.
Yeah.
17-13, Eagles lead at the half. We'll be back for the Baker's Pizza Sports halftime show after this break.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
We guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
We couldn't do what we do here live and free at the OH Report without the support of our amazing sponsors. So let's go ahead and give them a shout out. Wilson Tire Company. At Wilson Tire Company, we sell new and used tires and provide tire services to customers in Upper Sandusky no matter which location you visit. We'll prove that Wilson Tire Company is the best when it comes to tire services and alignment. Chris.daris, Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Whether you're planning for retirement, saving for college, grandchildren, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you care about the most, Chris can develop specific strategies to help you achieve your goals. Quest Federal Credit Union, a full-service financial institution ready to support you, your family, and your goals. Baker's Pizza, BUCYRUS. We are proud of our services to the community and even more proud to be the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join us today for a great meal and a great time with friends or family. Old 30 Barbecue. Stop in today for low and slow smoked meat and homemade sides. Home and Kitchen Supply, your one-stop shop for kitchen and baths, windows and doors since 1970. SPHERION Mid-Ohio. Let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. And of course, BURKHART Farm Center. Farmers serving farmers.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Josh Banks alongside Coach Joe Balogh inside the Baker's Pizza Halftime Show. Hey guys, if you need a pizza and you're going to go check out Baker's, try out their Pizza of the Month. The Spicy Italian is Baker's Pizza of the Month. Give it a shot. Let us know what you think. We got a good contest on our hands, Coach. 17-13, the Eagles lead in what's exactly what you called an old-fashioned, grinded-out defensive game.
Yeah, and the difference right now has been Colonel Crawford's ability to find their 2 3-point shooters and Bruner and Goddard. Bruner's, I think, 3 of 4. Goddard's 1 of 1. So that's 12 points right now, and that's the difference right now in the basketball game. But exactly what we expected. The game was going to be physical, a limited number of possessions, and don't expect it to change much in the second half. So looking forward to this second half to see how this plays out.
Yeah, only a total of 8 turnovers between the two teams there in that first half. 5 by the Eagles, and most of those were just unforced errors, and 3 by the Rams.
Yeah, you're not really going to see either of these teams, I think, try to really pressure the basketball to force turnovers. What they're going to do is they're going to sit down in the half court, and they're just really going to make it difficult for you to run anything that you want to run, because both of these coaches do a great job of scouting, and there's not really going to be anything new that either team's going to run that they haven't seen. So it's going to come down to how well teams execute, and then little things like the 1-3 that Bruner had where they got an offensive rebound and a kick out. Those are the kind of plays that are going to make a difference in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see, we just seen Upper Sandusky come out. Holden Daris, that left knee is pretty heavily taped here for the second half. So we'll have to see how that affects him. It didn't seem to affect his hustle and his ability at the end of the first half.
No, I mean, he's a player that loves to play the game and is going to try to make sure that nothing prevents him from having to get off the floor. But you are concerned if a knee's taped up as to what the effect it'll have maybe after tonight's basketball game. So it'll be interesting to see how he's able to come out in the second half and play here.
Yeah, as you just seen on our instant replay, that was the play where Daris got injured, hustling for a loose ball. He kind of stayed in the air while the Eagles players were on the floor, got rolled up on, ended up twisting that knee up kind of rough. But we're going to go ahead and pull ourselves out of the Baker's Pizza halftime show and get ready for second half action. And what do you think? What's the key for both teams here in the second half, Coach?
Well, it's going to be execution offensively. That's what you're going to have to do, and it's going to come down to how well teams can kind of do what they do. So that's going to be important. So right away, Crawford forces a turnover because Upper Sandusky trying to force it inside a little bit.
Trying to force it inside to Montgomery. DeGray kind of stepped in front of it, stole it away. Goddard's got it now.
Yep, good
He's
job
gonna travel.
there. I mean, Holden Daris there kind of jumping that passing lane and forcing the turnover. But as we can see, he is really favoring that left leg, that left knee right now.
Yeah, still pretty ginger on it even after it being taped up. Justin Heilman has it now. We got Montgomery, Josh Heilman, Daris.
Nice little step back.
Bruner gets the rebound. Vogt's going to look to push. Bruner, Connor McMichael. Bruner again.
Bruner might have had a chance there, but decided not to shoot that three. So it's interesting to start the second half. Goddard is on the bench, and they're going with both McMichaels. And now they're into that base offense that they run, which is flex action. And Trevor Vogt looking to post up. McMichael on a basket cut off of the post feed. But second chance, not able to score it. Now they got a transition.
We're going to have a block on Vogt. Montgomery will go to the line. I want to say go to the line. Let me make sure. Yep, yeah. Montgomery's going to go to the line for two.
And those are the opportunities you got to take advantage of. If you get a transition opportunity, you've got to try to take the ball to the basket, because both teams have been so good defensively, it's really difficult to get anything in your half-court offense. So Montgomery with a strong drive to the basket, being able to create a foul, and gets to go to the line for 2 free throws.
Calmly knocks them both through. He's got 4, and it's a 2-point ball game.
And now Upper Sandusky extending their defense, a little bit of a 1-3-1 at the 3-quarter, half-court line, looking to trap, because they're kind of pretty sure that Crawford's not really going to be real aggressive in attacking that pressure. And now Holden Daris with a great steal and a finish.
Holden Daris, bum knee and all, ties this game up at 17.
So they went to the 1-3-1 for one possession, and now they drop back to man again. A little diagonal screen for DeGray. And now another steal here. Montgomery on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball.
No, we're going to have a timeout by Coach Shelton. I almost agree with you, Coach. It's tough to allow the timeout in this situation because it looked like both teams had their hands on the ball.
Yeah, you know, and that's kind of been how the game works. But I really don't like that call by an official if the ball is loose, because I guess you could say Crawford had possession of it, but I just don't like that call right now in the game of basketball. I understand maybe officials are concerned about the injury of, you know, with the ball being loose, but doesn't really seem like they had possession of the basketball. But Crawford gets the timeout, gets the ball out of bounds on the side.
5:59 remaining here in the third. 17-17 across the board. McMichael will inbound.
And, you know, the main defensive switch that we've had here is Holden Daris is now guarding Payne DeGray, and that kind of happened through the second quarter.
And Daris steps in front of a pass there.
And Holden with a second steal here and pushing the ball in transition. And Crawford does a good job of getting back and getting matched.
Daris. Justin Howman get the offense set.
As you can see, they're encouraging Iles to shoot that jumper from the perimeter, and DeGray meets him at about 8 feet and bodies him up and forces a tough left-handed jump hook.
McMichael gets another rebound. Vote with it. Spin move, free throw line, no good.
Offensive
Another
rebound.
offensive board for the Eagles. Tried to get it to DeGray. Daris got a hand on it. DeGray's going to go to the line for two. It's going to go on Heilman.
I mean, great strength there by DeGray inside. First of all, the ability just to catch the basketball. And then he really had about 6 hands reaching for it, and just had the strength to grab the ball and try to get the ball to the basket to go to the line to shoot two.
Short on the first.
You know, rebounding, we said, is a key in this basketball game, but which team's ability to make free throws is going to be another key, because both teams only shooting 64% as teams from the line. So DeGray misses both.
Daris gets the rebound. Kaiman Iles with it. Justin Heilman.
Yep,
he traveled.
Yep. Indecision. And you can see that Crawford's defense is, they're not going to get in passing lanes a lot. They're just going to get in front of you, keep pressure on the basketball, and try to keep you out of the lane.
McMichael's going to get it into Bruner to Vogt.
Looking to try to post Vogt inside a little bit, but you're going to go into that flex action. There's the baseline screen. Here comes the down screen for Vogt, and you can see on that down screen that Upper Sandusky just switched it.
Vogt with it again. McMichael gonna look to get all the way inside. Connor McMichael's got two. A nice little pull-up floater by Connor.
And that's really what he's going to do. He's not going to shoot that ball from 15 feet, but drove it right to the front of the rim and was able, with his strength, to lay it right over the front.
Montgomery now up top. Justin Heilman. Daris going to catch it. Justin Heilman, ball fake again. Tries to feed it to Iles. It's going to be a kick.
So ball's baseline out of bounds. And again, kind of a special situation here. If you can get you can get baskets on baseline out of bounds plays. That's really key in a game like this.
Feed Daris. Justin Heilman might have had an opportunity to get a shot up there, but he didn't take it.
Was surprised maybe that Holden Daris didn't look to score when he caught the ball in the low block there.
Josh Heilman with it now, top.
But you can see they're going 4 out, 1 in, and Holden Daris is kind of the guy inside. Now he comes to the high post to catch it. But he's going to go back inside again. Nice pass, little pick and roll.
Kaiman Iles finishes on the great feed from Montgomery, and we got a 19-19 tie.
I mean, just a simple high ball screen, and Crawford didn't do a good job of switching it, and Iles was able to get the left-hand lay-in.
Vogt, Bruner
Bruner
he's going to
again.
shoot another one.
There he is.
Caden Bruner's got 4 of those things tonight for 12 points.
Yep. He has been the difference in the basketball game right now. His ability to catch and shoot the 3 has been the difference.
Daris with it now for the Rams, who now currently trail by 3. Montgomery, feed Heilman.
And you can see DeGray just really helping down because they're not concerned with Iles out there at the 3-point line.
Justin Heilman had Iles for a second. Skip feed to Josh.
As you can see, Crawford just really, emphasis is keep the ball out of the paint. Just keep it out of the paint.
Up and under by Iles, unable to finish. Vogt looking to push for the Eagles. Goddard's going to miss right.
Yep.
Iles gets the board. Montgomery's going to feed Daris.
That's a great
bad leg and all.
That's a great catch. And then a great move.
He's still able to finish.
I mean, that was an outstanding catch in transition. He went up one-handed, caught it, came down on both feet, and then had the sense to stay on balance and able to finish with a tough right-hand jump hook.
Vogt's going to get the end, 1 to go. Daris stepped out. I thought that was a pretty good closeout. Came out straight up. Got a little bit of the arm on Vogt.
That's Vogt's first basket of the night. But, you know, the thing that both of these teams do so well is players understand their roles. So you have not really seen, you know, a player like, hey, I got to get my shot. I mean, Trevor Vogt having a solid season for the Colonel Crawford Eagles. You know, many other players that they haven't scored are going to force a shot. He gets his first basket with 1:13 to go in the third quarter and has no concern except that the Eagles got a 4-point lead right now.
Daris is going to get it for the Rams. Iles. Iles thought about shooting that free throw line jumper.
I mean, you can see both teams have scouted each other well. They understand each player's strengths and weaknesses.
Bruner gets a steal. Goddard with the defense. Vogt's looking to push. Great feed to DeGray.
Yep.
Ball fake, Payne DeGray. Goes up and finishes inside. It's a 6-point advantage.
I mean, Crawford's not a team that's going to play fast, but right now you can see Trevor Vogt kind of pushing the pace a little bit because he understands, hey, we've got an opportunity here. If we have an advantage, it's going to be much easier to score in transition than to score in half-court offense.
Coach Winslow calling out the play. Daris in the corner. Josh Heilman, he'll shoot one. Can't knock it down. Bruner gets the rebound, and the Eagles are going to have the final possession of the third quarter to be able to extend this lead.
And you can see Vogt pushing it again. Great job here of trapping.
Heilman from half court. It's good if it goes. No good. 27-21 after 3. We'll be back for money time after this break.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Josh Banks alongside Hall of Famer Joe Balogh. It's money time here, and the Colonel Crawford Eagles hold a 6-point advantage over the home-standing Upper Sandusky Rams.
Yeah, you can see Upper comes out defensively in a 1-3-1 with Holden Daris. Whoops, it's Holden Daris at the top. And trying to change it up and force Crawford into something different.
Almost thrown away. Vogt gets his hands on it.
And right now with this defense, you can't lose Bruner or Goddard, especially Bruner with how he shot the ball from three-point range.
Get it inside to
Good
DeGray.
post
How
feed.
about the move?
Great
Iles
strength.
got a hand on it. Payne DeGray still stronger, and he finishes. He's got 9.
Yeah, Payne DeGray is just getting better every night that you see him. His ability to catch it inside.
See who this foul's on. It's on Goddard. His second, team first. Iles is going to step to the line for 2, and Coach Sheldon not happy with that foul.
Well, and here's what we said is how well will teams shoot free throws. So Iles goes to the line with a chance, misses the first one.
Gavin Fry checks in for the Rams. Connor McMichael checks back in for the Eagles. Iles knocks down the second. 29-22.
So Upper trying to force a little bit of tempo here with their defense.
It's going to be on Montgomery.
By being a little bit more aggressive and looking to trap the basketball.
Bruner gets it to Vogt. He traveled.
Yeah, that's really an unforced turnover because he wasn't really pressured, just took a step before he put the ball on the floor. So 7-point Crawford lead, 6:49 to go. A basket here would be huge for the Rams.
Daris going to get it up top.
And
Montgomery.
kickback. Montgomery's got an open 3.
Brock Montgomery knocks it down. He's got 7.
That was a really big basket right there. So back to a 4-point game. And Upper Sandusky's in their half-court man-to-man, and Holden Daris matched against Payne DeGray inside.
Holden done a really good job. Vogt's going to hoist the 3-ball himself. Trevor Vogt says, anything you can do, I can do better.
I mean,
and it's right back to 7.
The 3-point shooting's been the difference in this basketball game. Crawford now has made 5, I believe.
Yep.
If I'm correct.
5-1.
So that's a big difference in this game, and you know, much similar to the girls' game we saw this afternoon. And that is that Trevor Vogt, did not score here in the first half, but is stepping up late in this basketball game and making it known why he is one of the better players in the N10.
Absolutely. Trevor does a great job of getting his shot. But here, he's
timeout.
Pushed. Coach Sheldon's going to get a timeout. And he is not happy with Logan Goddard.
Well, you got really in what you call the trapping area, which is a horrible spot. And, when that happens, you have to have guys that want to come and rescue the basketball. So uses a timeout here to prevent a turnover, which is key, which is a big key because this each possession now is becoming such more and more important as the game goes along.
As you see the Eagles nest here inside Upper Sandusky High School, these fans are always here to support their their friends, these athletes. And it's the same thing we've seen for the girls' game. You see a lot of these athletes that come to support fellow classmates.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, that's what's special about these communities following these young athletes, and then their student bodies that really participate in creating an enthusiastic atmosphere in this basketball game.
Bruner's going to get it. They're trapping. Vote's got it now. It's really whose hands you want the ball in. Back to Bruner. Bruner picked it up in a bad spot there. Gets it to DeGray. Back to Vote. It's going to be stolen away.
Oh, Trevor Vote makes a hustle play and gets on the floor.
He's going to throw it off of the back of Justin Heilman as Heilman was out of bounds. I don't know if that was luck or awareness by Vote, but either way, the Eagles keep possession.
Well, Vote's not only a great athlete, but he's got a pretty good mind for the game. That's a really smart basketball play.
McMichael with it now. They're going to look to trap, and that's going to be a travel. Changed pivot feet after he picked up his dribble.
And the difficulty that Crawford has with this is they don't, besides Trevor Vote, they don't have a true ball handler in the basketball game. So if you're Upper Sandusky and you're able to make them put it on the floor, you're going to create some situations that you're going to be able to cause some turnovers.
Justin Hyman now, he's going to look to get inside. He's going to kick it to Iles. Montgomery up top. Daris on the elbow.
I expect him, he's going to look to score on this play here. Good kick to the corner.
Feeds it inside to Iles. Iles is going to finish the circus shot on the foul by Payne DeGray. Kaiman Iles has 7. And I don't know how that one went in.
I don't know either. That was first of all, it was a great pass. Second of all, a very good catch. And then thirdly, I think he finished it with his right hand, I believe, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure. We just seen it on the replay. He finishes that with the right.
So he's got a chance here to make a 3-point play, and he does. So we're back to a 4-point game with just about 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
They're going to get it in the hands of their ball handler, Vote.
Yep, Vote's the guy that's got to handle the ball against pressure. So they're going back to this little bit of delay that we talked about earlier that they ran right at the end of the first half where they have a double stack.
McMichael does the smart thing there, calls a timeout. And you really see the Rams are going to try to trap Trevor Vote when they can.
Yeah.
But if a McMichael or a Payne DeGray or a Ryan McMichael touches the ball, they're sending their tallest player, which is Kaiman Iles. He's the one that's flying at that trap.
Well, the big thing is they want to get the ball out of Vote's hands because Upper Sandusky feels if they put it in anybody else's hands that their decision making is not going to be as good as Trevor Vote's. So the interesting part, I'm not sure how many timeouts Crawford has left. I'm going to assume they don't have they don't have very many left here because they've used several here when they've gotten these trap situations.
I want to say they used 3 here in the fourth quarter alone.
So they may be down just to 1.
And that could be crucial here come late game, only up 4.
Yep. Yes, it is. I mean, you like to save those timeouts, but in this situation, with each possession being important, you don't want to turn the ball over, and you especially don't want to have a live ball turnover where Upper Sandusky could get a steal and have a transition opportunity going the other way.
A steal, a run out, and a layup makes this a 2-point game, which is exactly what Upper Sandusky wants.
Vogt used his dribble, I believe, and they turn it over.
Turnover. But
Stepped out
Heilman was out of bounds.
Yep. Got really lucky there because Vogt caught it in a bad spot, used his dribble, and then Upper really had a chance to get the steal and just were unable to. Great job here in defending.
Montgomery gets the steal. He uses his dribble. Justin Heilman with it. Chance to make it a 2, maybe even a 1-point game with a triple.
Well, wouldn't be surprised you see Holden Daris with something here.
Gavin Fry gets inside. He can't finish.
Yep.
Vogt's going to look to push.
Had it roll off the rim. Did a good job of putting it on the glass.
DeGray. Help side comes from Iles. He can't finish. He gets the offensive rebound.
I mean, Iles chested him up, and maybe could have been an offensive foul there, but the officials let that go.
Here comes that trap. Like Michael.
Wow, that's a splits it, but he's got to put it on the glass, but there's DeGray. DeGray again on the offensive glass.
He has dominated there all evening as he's got 9 to go with.
But really in that case for Upper Sandusky, smart thing to foul him, not to let him get it up, make him go to the free throw line and have to make free throws. So
as he knocks the first one down, the second Eagle in double figures.
Yeah, he had missed his first 2 in this half and is able to knock this first one down and has a good rhythm here. So 1 of 2. Upper Sandusky down 5 with just under 3 minutes to go in the game.
Coach Winslow, you don't have to be in a hurry, but you got to get points on every possession.
You just want to make sure you get a good look. So, it makes it difficult because Crawford really knows what you're going to run, and they're going to just try to take it away. Open look.
Gavin Fry knocks down a triple. That's a huge shot from the senior, and it makes it 33-31, 2:21 remaining.
Well, we said at the beginning of the game that neither team was a great three-point shooting team, but both teams have shown that they are very efficient shooting the three. So the second half, I believe this is Upper Sandusky's second made three. Is that
their
right?
second made 3. Montgomery has one and Fry has one.
And they've been huge. So, 2-point game, and it may come down to that factor that we said is who's going to be able to make some free throws here. However, both teams only have 2 team fouls. And as we know with the new rule, on the 15th foul, you're going to get 2 shots. So interesting game coming down the stretch here.
Yeah, and I think free throws really are going to play a big part of this as the Eagles we have 5 of 8, and the Rams are 5 of 7. So both teams not terrible shooting it tonight, but they've missed some crucial shots from the free throw line to extend leads or for Upper to kind of make it a little tighter.
An interesting substitution here by Crawford. They bring in Lucas Foy, point guard off the JV team, to come in. And so what you're assuming is that Foy's a pretty good free throw shooter.
Free throw shooter, maybe a second ball handler, or is that going to be stolen away by Montgomery?
Yeah, Trevor Voigt just got in a bad situation, kind of jumped in the air and had really nowhere to go with the basketball.
We're inside of 2 minutes. Justin Heilman has it for the Rams. Daris wants the ball in his hands right now.
Yeah, but they also know it's going to go in his hands too, so you can see that defense has collapsed right in the lane.
Kaiman Iles is going to shoot a 3. Oh, it touched every part of the rim except for the net. Connor McMichael has it. He's going to look to push.
But I don't think Iles has made a three-pointer all year yet. That would have been huge, though, if it would have went down.
And that's not a bad shot. It's something that he has worked on. If they're going to leave you open, you think eventually it's going to go down. And I tell you what, Coach, I don't think that one could have touched any other part of the rim without going through the net.
Yeah, it bounced around quite a bit. So matchups here again. Third foul on the Rams, so they have one to give before Crawford would get to the free throw line.
Ford with it. Another reason he's on the floor is he's a decent ball handler. We did get to see that some in the JV game.
Yeah, and they were preparing him at the beginning of the year to probably be maybe the point guard for the varsity, but he was held up because of a foot injury in football and got a really late start. And if you kind of watch him play still, he kind of favors that foot a little bit. So it's not like that they're just throwing him into the fire here. They've had some expectations, and I think in the summer, he was put in this role of being a ball handler at the varsity level.
McMichael gets it. Trap comes. Foy pulls it out. DeGray, that's who you want to trap. If you want to foul anybody, it's probably Payne, as you have 4 fouls now. Vogt almost goes back court, doesn't. Pulls up, floats, can't knock it down. It's off a fry.
It's going to be Crawford basketball.
52.2, you almost have to foul.
Well, you can still look to trap here, but if it gets in the right person's hands, you may want to foul.
Like that one.
And they tried to, or they may foul right here. Yep. Trapped it.
Going to be called on Justin Heilman. Connor McMichael will step to the line.
Well, and Connor McMichael's one of their better free throw shooters, shooting 69%, 18 of 26 for the year. So see if he can knock it down. Nope.
First one's long. Still a 2-point game as Caden Bruner's going to check back in, replacing Foy. I would assume an offense-defense substitution there.
Yep. And a big key here is the box out on a miss here. That's going to be a big
Payne
key.
DeGray. Second one goes down.
Makes 1 or 2.
Game.
Which that's the difference of the rule. If it would have been the old rule, it would have been 1-on-1, and they wouldn't have had a chance to make the second free throw. Big possession here. Great pass.
Iles finishes. Timeout. 30-second timeout by Coach Winslow. It's a 1-point ball game. What a way to close out our Saturday night here inside the Mountaintop.
Well, right now, Coach Sheldon's reminding his team how many timeouts that they have. So it's going to be a full timeout here, but he's going to remind his team how many timeouts. He's going to talk to him about being strong with the basketball because you're going to get trapped, and if the ball comes out of the trap, then you're going to get fouled. So what Coach Winslow's telling his team to be is we got to be really, really aggressive with that first trap. See if we can get a rotation for a steal, and if we don't get the steal early, we're going to have to foul. And he probably has an assistant coach giving instructions as to which players we would want to foul. So
and
a lot of strategy going here by both coaches.
You have Coach Sheldon going free throw substitutions here as Lucas Foy has checked back into the game and Caden Bruner has checked in, replacing Payne DeGray.
Yep. Yeah.
So for the Eagles here.
I mean Caden Bruner 60%, but it's only gone to the line 10 times.
On the floor, you have Vogt, Foy, Bruner, Ryan McMichael, and Connor McMichael. They want to get it to Vogt. Montgomery does a great job of face guarding him, gets it to Vogt.
Yep, we're going to run here and trap him.
Nowhere to go with it.
Yep, we call a timeout.
Coach Sheldon calls timeout.
Because it was close. Well, it was 8-second count there, so close to the 10-second count, you did not want to get that. So now Upper Sandusky's almost in a situation where they're going to probably face guard it, see if they can deny it, but pretty much as soon as the basketball gets inbounded, they're going to have to look to foul. So You're going to try to force somebody to catch the basketball that you would like to have go to the free throw line if you're Upper Sandusky.
And it's one of those situations, too, if you're Coach Winslow, you've been playing great trap defense. And now you're in a situation where, you're over that foul limit, but even if whoever they foul for the Eagles steps to the line and knocks it down, you're only down 3.
Yep, you're right. So the big key is you're going to try to face guard here and get a steal, but if you don't get the steal, you got to foul right away.
They want anybody on the floor to touch it except number 5. And number 5 is going to get it, and he's going to get fouled right away by Montgomery.
Well, and Trevor Vogt, he kind of embraces these opportunities. He's been a guy that's really kind of taken a hold of this basketball team this year and really been its leader. So if there's any guy that wants to be the free throw line, it's him. So 2 shots here.
That was about as pure as it gets.
Yep. I mean, he's had an outstanding senior year for the Eagles so far as we approach the halfway point of the season.
Misses the second. We got a 2-point game. Montgomery has it.
Let's see if they go with it or if they call timeout. Looks like they're just going to go. Nope, timeout. Timeout with 9.1.
Coach Sheldon was yelling at his kids to foul.
Well, and see that's going to be the tough part now because for Upper Sandusky is because Colonel Crawford has 2 fouls that they can give before they go to the free throw line. So if you're Upper Sandusky, you have to kind of draw something up that's going to go right, that you're going to be able to get a shot right away, because if you catch it and put it on the floor for 1 dribble, they're going to foul you. And now you would have another opportunity to do the same thing, and the clock's going to be winding down.
So you got 9.1 seconds left. It's going to be Rams basketball. It's going to be a sideline out of bounds.
Yeah.
You expect this ball to go to Holden Daris.
And ideally what you would like to do is get the ball somewhere catch it below the free throw line extended, so that if you do get fouled, is that you get the ball baseline out of bounds rather than sideline out of bounds.
Absolutely. You want to get that baseline out of bounds. You have so many more opportunities on a baseline out of bounds play than you do from the sideline.
Well, from the sideline, you have opportunities, but it just depends, what you do. So it'll be interesting to see what they run here.
Daris is going to be the trigger. Montgomery back to Daris.
Back to him.
Feeds Iles. In the corner, Fry. Justin Heilman. 3 balls up. It's blocked by Payne DeGray. And the Eagles are going to win this game 35-33. Payne DeGray comes up huge to close this game out.
Yep.
And we'll be back for our Baker's Pizza postgame show and MVP interview after this break.
Why didn't Iles shoot it?
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
guarantee nobody else gets you closer to the action than our exclusive coverage. So give me a call, Brian Skoronsky, and let's make you a part of the game.
Josh Banks back inside the Mountaintop with Coach Joe Balogh in what was a phenomenal game. We welcome you inside the Pickers Pizza post-game show where the Colonel Crawford Eagles come into the Mountaintop and in another close game win against Upper Sandusky 35-33.
You know, it kind of played out exactly, well, not exactly, but we knew it was going to be a defensive type of basketball game. So I guess it's appropriate that it ends on a big defensive stop by the Colonel Crawford Eagles. Really prevented Upper Sandusky from really even getting a look in the last, 9.1 seconds there. So another big win for the Eagles. They played in a bunch of close games, and their poise down the stretch was really, really good. But you give Upper Sandusky a lot of credit, too, because they put themselves in a position that they could have tied the game and put it in overtime or won the basketball game.
Well, and I'll tell you what, one thing about these Upper Sandusky Rams is they're a team, they're now 7-6 on the season, 4-5 on the conference, but they're a team that last year won 3 basketball games.
Yep.
So their growth just from last year to this year has been absolutely tremendous. And then you see a Coach Sheldon-led Eagles team who, over the last 5-6 years, we've seen put up 50, 60, 70, even 80 points in games at some spurts, and now they're scoring 35, 40. Yep. So you see the different types of coaching that both of these men are capable of doing.
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 outstanding coaches here. You can't take away anything from either one of those. But really, the game tonight, the coaching was outstanding, but the game tonight came down to making plays. And, Crawford made the one defensive play that they needed to do at the end of the game to win the game. And, you take a look at Jake Bruner was huge. His three-point shooting was a big difference in this basketball game. And then the ability of Upper Sandusky to make a couple threes in the second half is kind of what put them back in the basketball game.
And you look at the stats here, you see them on your screen. Colonel Crawford finishes with 5 twos, 6 threes, 25 rebounds, 12 turnovers, 6 fouls. They go 7 of 12 from the stripe. On the other side of things, you have the Upper Sandusky Rams who go 11 twos, 2 triples, 11 rebounds, 7 turnovers, 12 fouls. And the key to the game, we talked about it at halftime, was going to be free throws. Upper Sandusky finishes 5 of 7. Colonel Crawford finishes 7 of 12. Yep. They win the game by 2 points.
Yep. Yeah, that was the difference. And I guess it would be interesting to see if Crawford was going to foul at the end of the game here when we talked to Payne DeGray.
Absolutely, and that definitely is one of the questions we'll have to ask him as we get ready. We'll come right back after a quick break to do our Baker's Pizza MVP post-game interview with none other than sophomore Payne DeGray.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Josh Banks back inside the Mountaintop with our Quest Federal Credit Union MVP sophomore Payne DeGray. Payne, you guys come in tonight to Upper Sandusky. You beat them at home 40-38. You come in here tonight and beat them 35-33. What's it like to keep things rolling in the N10 and stay in contention?
Oh, it's just a fun thing right now. We came into the week a little banged up, sickness going through, but we're just a tough group in general. Just come out here. We might not put up the most points, but we just dive for the ball, just every possession. That's what we go by out here, and it's just a really fun thing to do this time of year.
That's something that Coach Sheldon's always preached since he came to Colonel Crawford so many years ago, is hustle and effort, and you got to see that here tonight from yourself personally. You finished with 10 points, 10-plus rebounds. You're averaging a double-double on the year, and Coach Balogh and myself were talking about it on the air, just the growth that we've seen you from as a freshman last year getting varsity minutes to just each and every game you played in this year. What can you attest that growth and improvement to what you've seen?
Well, I think it's just the tradition that we got going on here. Last year in practice, I've just been going up against Jacob Maddie, just a big dude in general. I had a finish over him. I made him better in general. He made me better in general. And just the way we go in practice, that's how we get in shape. We don't get onto the line and just run back and forth. It's just our hustle up and down the court, gets us some shape for games like these. That way we're not tired at the end.
And this can only make you guys better for the tournament run that you're hoping to make. You guys haven't really been in that I'm going to blow somebody out type of game yet this year. You've had to fight and grit your way through all of your wins. What is that preparing you guys for come, March when you guys want to make a deep run?
Well, Sheldon sets us up with a great schedule in general. Like, we have been through basically everything this year so far. We've had last-second shots right there. Defense, we've hit a buzzer beater versus Wimford, but we just come out with that mentality that we might not score the most, but we're just going to D up and make sure whenever possession at a time, anything.
All right, last question before we get you out of here. That last play, the block that you had to seal that game, what did you see coming off of that? Kaiman Iles had a great look inside. He decided to kick it out. What did you see?
Well, I knew that there was only a couple seconds left, and I saw him tossing out, so I just jumped off to the side. Hopefully didn't foul. Probably a stupid move on my part, because if they would have called a foul there, I would have really hurt my team, but it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Absolutely, it does. So, Payne, go ahead, look up into that camera that's right there by you. Give a shout-out to whoever you want to tonight.
Well, I'd like to shout out Gabby Ralston, Izzy Ralston, Bryn Bruner, and then Mira Holt, and just the CC ladies basketball team in general.
They've had a great year just like you guys. Guys, I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. That was our Quest Federal Credit Union MVP, Payne DeGray. Payne, congrats on a great win.
Thank you.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let SPHERION do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with SPHERION. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Josh Banks back inside the Baker's Pizza post-game show, where again the Colonel Crawford Eagles come into Upper Sandusky and knock off the Upper Sandusky Rams 35-33. I want to thank everybody that spent the day with Coach Balogh and myself. We had a long day today here at the Mountaintop, but it was worth every second of it. We got to see two great basketball games, and hopefully you guys tuned in. You had a great time. But I want to thank again everybody for tuning in. For Adam Thompson, my director, Brandon Powell on camera, and the Hall of Famer coach himself, Joe Balogh, is my color commentator. I'm Josh Banks. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you, fans. Thank you, teams, for giving us great action. And until next time, stay safe.